Hey, this is JD Frost, and welcome to the Daily Ledger podcast. We are going over the Life Ledger, the book that just came out November 29th. If you haven't checked it out, please go do so at Amazon, and that's where you will be able to purchase the book. Last episode we went over chapter 1, and I just wanted to go over some highlights, some different parts of the chapter, and I want to go through each part of the book, each chapter of the book with these episodes and describe to you some of the back end stories, a little bit more detail of each part of the book, and then also some of my favorite either quotes in the book or other specific thoughts that I want to expound upon. So, chapter 2 is the importance of goal setting. In the very beginning of the chapter, I started to talk about my grandfather being a CPA, my dad's a CPA, and I'm a CPA as well. I never thought about being anything else other than a CPA or an accountant. When I went to college, there was no question in my mind that that's what I needed to study. And, I was asking my parents, like, what do you think I should do? My dad was like, you should study accounting. There was just no question about it because I knew I wanted to be in business. I knew that having my CPA, Certified Public Accountant license, that would enable me to be able to do anything. And so I had that goal. That was probably one of the biggest goals that I had at a young age, especially in college, that I wanted to accomplish that, and it took me a long time. I graduated from college in 2004, my undergrad. I graduated with my graduate in 2007, and I did not get the CPA license until November of 2009. So when I started my undergrad in 2001, graduated in 2004, I also was trying to take the CPA exam from 2004 all the way to 2009. It took me 5 years to actually get that accomplished, which, maybe most people don't understand that, but that was a very big goal. Probably even just reflecting on that right now, that took a long time. I mean, that was a long-term goal, and it took a lot of trial and error. I've had a lot of success in writing things down. And why I talk about writing things down so much right now, not only just the way I was raised, but in order to pass the CPA exam, I ended up having to just rewrite my notes, rewrite all kinds of different parts of that exam in order for it to get into my head. And that was the way that I finally was able to pass that exam. In chapter 2 here, I talk about, as an accountant, my entire life has been built around accountability, to-do lists, and the creation of daily activities to reach whatever goals I have at that time. I was taught from a very young age that you need at least 5 things that you must do each day to get what you want in life. My oldest memory is of my father carrying around a yellow notepad, his to-do list clearly written, neat and fresh each day. He started and ended his days with his to-do list, checking items off as he got things done. When I was in elementary school, I would go to my dad's office and sneak into the supply closet to get my own yellow pad. I learned how to write things down in a way that forced me to accomplish things. Getting an A on an English paper was a goal. In fact, since I wasn't the greatest student, especially in English class, this was a pretty darn big goal for me. But wanting something isn't nearly enough. I had to figure how I was going to achieve it. Writing down your goals, writing down those to-do lists, writing down those target lists will help you to achieve that goal. It is crazy how powerful that is, and that's why we're focused on that in chapter 2. It starts first with some deep reflection. Oftentimes, what we say we want, we don't really want. We come up with the easy go-to for what many people generally want: more money, fame, a life of leisure. But in order to create a set of goals for yourself that will actually make you happier and feel more fulfilled, you have to go beyond the easy responses and think more deeply about what you truly value in life, what you truly want. You got to ask yourself, what do you want? And then ask yourself why a couple different times, at least 3 different times. Why do you want that? Why do you want that? Why do you want that? And I talk about this story about this one of our team members named Katie. I talked with her about it. She was like, I want $100 million company. I want to build a $100 million company. Second time I said, well, why do you want to do that? She said, because I want to make a lot of money. The third time I asked her why, or the second time I asked her why, because I want to provide for my family. And she was thinking a little bit more deeply then. And it's at this point that you really have to push yourself. After the second why, the moment you start scratching the surface of why you want to do something is when you have to go all in on thinking it through, because that's where the heart of what really matters to you is. So I didn't let Katie off the hook. I wanted to push her to think more deeply about her why. Being able to provide for your family is immensely important, of course. But why do you need to build a $100 million company to do that? She paused. I could literally see her start to thinking it through. She said, well, because I want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And what is that you actually want to do? I asked her. What is it that you'll do that will make you most happy? I could see the light bulb went on for Katie in this moment. Her eyes welled up with emotion. I want to spend more time with my son, she said. I gave her a moment and then said, I hope these are tears of joy because you are now so much closer to achieving what you value most in your life, spending time with your son. And that's how her life ledger began. Not with writing down, I want a $100 million company, but rather, I want to spend more time with my son. She wrote it down every day, twice a day, and guess what happened? She did. She started arranging her days in ways that would allow her to prioritize quality time with her son. Sometimes that meant going into the office early so that she could leave earlier to take her son out of school. Sometimes that meant simply putting down whatever project she was working on so she could go to the game or play whatever event that he had. We go on to talk about the life ledger in this and describe too more about the fact that she didn't really need a $100 million company in order to accomplish what she wanted. She just needed to rearrange her day so that she could spend more time with her son. That wasn't going to cause her to earn less money. It wasn't going to cause her to not be able to get any promotions or be able to move forward in her career. It was literally a matter of figuring out what she really wanted and then prioritizing her day, which is what we talk about a lot in the life ledger in this book. It is so important to really dig down deep. Ask yourself the question why 3 times in order to truly understand what you want and why you want it. Because most of the time, anything that you want is already at your fingertips. You just got to prioritize your time around it. That's all we got today on the Daily Ledger Podcast. Please follow me on Instagram at jdfrost.today. Go to Amazon, purchase the book. We'll continue in our next episodes going through the rest of chapter 2 and on into chapter 3, which is building conviction. Hope you have a great day.